Hey, what's up guys? Steve from Cult of Mac here, and the September Apple event is just closed up, so in this video we're going to take a quick walk through everything that's announced, and to help me with that I have got Cult of Mac head honcho, Leander Kahney. Leander, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no worries, Steve, hey.
So, quite a jam-packed event for once. There was a lot more...
Right. A lot of surprises, actually.
Yeah, a lot. It was a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. And it all opened up with that James Corden carpool karaoke. Yeah,
pretty funny. Yeah, it was a great entrance, actually. That was a really good entrance. One of the best I've seen for years.
Alright. Yeah, there was that, and then we went straight into Mario.
Yeah, Mario and Nintendo. Yeah, it was nice to see him out there. That was a pretty good way to kick it off. But of course, everyone's waiting for the main event, right? The products. For a keynote where we're supposed to know everything, there was a lot of surprises, and also I don't think that there were that many eye-rolling moments.
And then also they went on to all the education stuff, so the Connect Ed and the iWork, which I thought was really interesting, being able to collaborate at the same time. I mean, that'd be useful for us for quite a few things.
Did you really think it was interesting, the iWork stuff? That was the part where I was like, okay, let's get on with this.
I think it's good, especially for the education and work, because they're missing out on markets like with Slack, with what we use.
Yeah.
And then things like there's various posts where there'll be 2 or 3 writers working on it, so be able to go in and change things on the fly and adapt the same paragraph as opposed to having duplicates on top of each other. I thought that was a nice feature.
Yeah, I can't wait to work on posts with you guys in real time.
And then straight after iWork, it was the Apple Watch 2. What did you think of this?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing looking. I know everyone's going to be hating it because it looks exactly the same as the old one, but it's same with the iPhone too. I think you shouldn't judge an iPhone by its cover. Like it's been made new on the inside where it really counts, and it looks like a lot of the improvements, the speed especially, the performance, the waterproofing. Those are really good things to improve. Like key areas they needed to improve.
Yeah, I mean the waterproofing is one that I've wanted to see for a while. Just because I'm not that. If you've not noticed, I'm not really a fit person. But one of the exercises I do like doing is swimming. So to have that in there already is a great feature for me. That's my main.
Yeah. I was blown away by the description of all the effort that went into creating those 2 new swimming workouts.
Yeah,
for the workout app.
Crazy.
Man, 700 swimmers, and they must have taken a whole team of people, working for a long time to get that done. And it's like, for me, that was like a sign of, look at the kind of incredible resources Apple can bring to anything it sets its mind to.
Yeah, absolutely. But even that speaker is a bit crazy how it pushes the water out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, that was great. I was really impressed by that. Yeah, I think the watch looks great. I'm dying to get one. I love the ceramic too. I mean, that was a huge surprise as well. Been what did they say, 7 times harder than stainless steel, and they must have a whole new manufacturing process just to make that watch, to make it in the ceramic. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I kind of see that as the replacement for the Edition, because they didn't really announce an Edition watch this year.
Yeah, right. There was nothing about it at all, was there?
No, but then with the ceramic, I think it comes in at $1,300. So that's quite a big upgrade for that. So I kind of see that as the new edition.
The gold editions, I think, were a marketing thing anyway. I mean, I don't think they sold any of those. They gave them away, right, to celebrities, Drake and stuff.
Yeah. So they had Pokemon Go. Then obviously they had the Nike and how'd you say it? Hermes.
Well, he said Hermes. I would say Hermes, but he said Hermes. It's Hermes, sorry, Hermes. I've been corrected over here. It's Hermes, yeah, Hermes.
I mean, the Nike Plus I was a bit surprised by, because obviously they've done a lot of their own products, like the Nike Fuel Band. And then we've not really heard much from Nike in the tech division for a while.
Yeah, well, we predicted it. Graham Bauer, who writes like a sports column every weekend, he was predicting that they were going to do exactly this. So he's calling it out, patting his own back on Twitter. I think it's kind of like, the way Amazon puts the Kindle app on every device. I mean, they sell Kindles too, but, if they can put the software on every single tablet and phone out there, it only helps them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the thing that stood out with me with the Nike Plus Edition, or whatever you'd like to call it, is the fact they were saying they're going to show you the kit that's essential for you or perfect for you, which I kind of felt was a bit of an Amazon move with the Echo. Just kind of forcing Nike products, through your Apple Watch.
Yeah. Well, the new Nike Run app. Graham wrote this really scathing column about it. He hates it. He thinks they've ruined what was really a good running app. and pushed all this stuff into it that he doesn't want to see there, all this social networking stuff, and completely ruined it. So he's got his fingers crossed that there'll be such a backlash and that customers will complain so much that they'll go ahead and fix it. But yeah, he's not a big fan of that. What was a great running app. He likes the addition of the GPS on the watch, and he's a runner, and so he was saying, yeah, that's a really, really essential addition, because then it can really do accurate pacing and distance and time splits and things like that, all the kind of things that runners need. But the Nike software he was hating on, yeah.
With the Apple Watch as well, they announced that they're upgrading the first edition to the dual core.
Okay, it doesn't ring a bell, didn't see that.
Alright, so basically they're upgrading the existing Apple Watch to be as fast as the new edition, which is a nice touch as well. They're not just keeping the same old one and dropping the price. And then they moved on to the iPhone 7, which I was really surprised by. I wasn't expecting to be as excited about it as I was. But as soon as it came on, I made a little bit of a noise when I saw it.
Yeah.
Just out of pure excitement.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it? That gloss black, jet black finish. Looks really, really nice. Looks really attractive.
But yeah, the big things with the new iPhone were obviously the new cameras. And I think the biggest standout point for me was the colour range that they've got in there now.
Yeah, on the screen, the Retina screen.
Yeah, and just the range of colours that the camera can now capture, because for me, when I do all my videos, I film everything in S-Log, so then I can bring back the colours. So it's kind of bringing that functionality to the iPhone, which makes it a lot more attractive to any professional shooters.
Okay, yeah, some of that was lost on me. It was a bit technical. I'm not a photographer, so I don't know all the technical specifications. But that's good to hear, yeah. I mean, it looks like they're definitely going after that, well, they said they weren't going after DSLRs, but it's like definitely encroaching on that territory.
And I think the great thing as well is that they've got the optical image stabilization in the iPhone 7, not just the 7 Plus.
Yeah, right, yeah. People are going to complain about that, but yeah.
Yeah, because that was the only reason I went to the 6 Plus when that first came out. But after having the iPhone SE for 6 or 7 months, I'm probably going to lean towards just the 7.
What about the Plus? What about the extra lens on the Plus one? You're not tempted by that? The telephoto lens?
I kind of was, but the way they were describing it looked more like it's the software doing a lot of the work rather than like a true depth of field. So there's a lot of apps out there that can already do a similar type effect.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll probably be trying out both to do a review, and I'll probably decide there and then, but at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards the size of the 7.
Yeah. And then what about the headphone jack, the removal of that? What did you think of Phil Schiller's explanation? Were you convinced by that?
It didn't really bother me too much. I don't really use the Apple EarPods all that often. I've got some Bluetooth headphones that I use every now and then. I was just kind of... Did they talk about the speaker grill at all? Whether that's real or it's just for show?
Oh, right. No, they didn't mention that. Yeah, there was no mention.
Oh, no, they did. It's the stereo speakers now, isn't it?
Yeah, but they didn't say... Yeah, they didn't mention whether that one of the grills is a real speaker or not, if it's just drilled out holes. But yeah, it's got speakers at both ends. And in fact, they didn't explain how that was working either. Like, it's supposed to be built into the microphone, right? Oh, the earpiece. Sorry, the earpiece.
The headphone jack doesn't bother me too much. How about yourself?
No, I was convinced by what he said. The 3 reasons. One of them to make room for other components. This one single-purpose jack really, is a waste of space. But the vision thing as well, like how they're trying to move towards a wireless future. And if you've seen the patent filings, they're looking at wireless charging as well. And wires, I mean, like they're a bane of your existence, aren't they? I mean. Plugging stuff in is a huge pain, and so that getting away with them, I think it's the first step towards getting rid of all the wires, isn't it? Eventually the lightning port too. And like you said, yeah, I mean, I don't use them that much, and if it's got an adapter in the box, that's fine to use. Like the headphones I've already got lying around, and those earbuds look really cool. I think they looked amazing. I mean, look at the amount of technology in those things. So I'll be dropping some money on those as well.
Yeah, I think you'd lose a dongle after a week or 2, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be losing the earbuds as well, right, to be honest.
Yeah, they're good. It's just splashing out $160 on them. That's what I struggle to bring myself to do, but I'll probably get them.
It's an expensive upgrade.
But I mean, it's just Samsung's got a version of them as well, so they're nice, but they didn't wow me as much as they could have. I would have liked them to see like waterproof and things like that on them as well.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, others I'm sure will have them. In fact, there are some out already, aren't there? Little buds like that, waterproof ones.
Yeah, or at least because I don't think they even mention if they're sweatproof or anything like that, because they're going to be used by people doing workouts and fitness.
Right, they better be sweatproof for sure. Yeah, but I was really impressed. I thought overall, yeah, I was kind of convinced by what he said. I'm not one of the ones that have been, moaning about the lack of the headphone jack. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, this is going to doom it. People aren't going to touch it. There's going to be a huge backlash." I mean, I saw stuff like that, but like a consumer backlash, which I think, I don't think that's convincing at all. They said the same thing about the iMac, with no floppy drive, that it was going to be doomed, and it turned out to be the best-selling computer of all time. And every time Apple does away with some, legacy technology, there's all this like wailing and moaning, and then about 3 minutes later, it's forgotten.
Yeah, it's like the DVD drive on the iMac, or
yeah, right.
And then also there's the new Force Touch home button, which I don't see any kind of advantage over the old-fashioned ones, other than it being one less moving part.
Right, and I guess it helps with the waterproofing as well. I mean, one less egress point, one less place for water to get in. And they do kind of break down a little bit, don't they? I mean, they used to break down. I haven't heard about it recently, but I know, like in some of the earlier phones, like people would have to get the home button replaced quite a lot.
I was a bit disappointed it's not the IP68, like is it the Samsung Galaxy S7 we're on now, or S6?
S7, yeah.
I mean, because I tested that out for the channel, and I had it in the bath and the shower, just trying it out, trying to break it almost, and it was just absolutely fine under any circumstances.
Except when it burst into flames, right, when you were charging it.
Oh yeah, of course, apart from when that happened.
Right.
But they've not really said how waterproof it is, it's just that it's...
No, but they're always really cautious. They were really cautious about that with the Apple Watch, right, when it came out. Remember, they said it was like splash proof, but they didn't want to make any claims about how waterproof it was. And, I've been wearing mine in the shower since day one, and
brave man.
Yeah, no problems at all. I mean, it hasn't nothing's gone wrong with it. So I think like they're probably, what do they say? Yeah, under promising and over delivering. I didn't see them mention how waterproof it was, but the iPhone 6 is pretty, water resistant anyway, right?
Yeah, there's tons of videos of the 6S being submerged for 20-30 minutes in a swimming pool and things like that. So
yeah, right, coming out through. Yeah, so this is gonna be a lot better. Yeah, well, the processor is really, I think, all the internals are really impressive. The CPU gains and the GPU gains, and the new chip looks really, really impressive. I mean, it's astonishing. And who doesn't want anything to get faster? I mean, it's super important. And the extra memory as well. I mean, that's going to get chewed up with 4K video real quick. No matter what size you get, you think you think 256 sounds huge now, right? You're making a jump from like 64 or something like that. But you'll fill it up for sure.
I was a bit disappointed to see the jet black iPhone 7 coming in. It's 128 gig.
128 and 250, right? 256, so it's only going to be available in the two larger configurations.
I want the jet black colour, but I don't normally buy iPhones with that much storage. I normally stick to the 16 gig. That's always enough for me.
16 gig. Come on,
honestly,
Steve.
I've got 6 gig available at the moment on mine.
You've still got 6 gigs available?
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty good. You must be pretty good at clearing it off, right? Every time you take a picture, you back it up.
Yeah, I kind of back them up every month or so.
Yeah. Well, like I always found that no matter how big, how much storage you get, you always fill it up anyway.
It's just the cost of it as well, because there's always that many different iPhones every 6 months or so. I kind of begrudge paying the top end.
So which one you want to get? Do you want to get the jet black one?
I want to get the jet black 7. But my budget will probably stretch to just the standard 32 gig black.
The black one, yeah, that one looked cool as well. I like that, that matte black finish.
Yeah, and it's a pain just as I've got every device in space grey. They've gone and changed it.
Yeah. Well, the jet black one's going to be the premium one. That's going to be harder to order, I think. I bet that'll be impacted, right? That'll be everyone's going to be going for that one. So hopefully they made enough for everybody to get one, but I doubt it. I'll bet there'll be a big, that one will be sold out and hard to get for a while.
Yeah, and then I'm guessing we'll probably see the iPad Pro version 2 in jet black and.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Right. Definitely.
So What was your favourite thing from the whole event overall, Leander? What's your final thought?
I was impressed with how Tim Cook has got a lot more confident at these events, and he looks like he's actually having fun these days. Remember, a few years ago he was pretty nervous and he looked like he would rather be anywhere else but here. So, and this one was like I don't think they set a foot wrong, right? There was in previous events it was I've definitely. They haven't been that well choreographed, like when Jimmy Iovine came out to introduce Apple Music, or there have been long rambling sections in almost all the keynotes, right? I mean, I think up until now, a lot of the keynotes they'd had teething problems, they'd had trouble with sections that were long and boring, or they were given too much background information. This one I thought was fast moving, on point. There wasn't really that many duds. I mean, you might argue, I thought the iWork stuff was a little bit, for me was the weakest part, but you liked it. And I like the education stuff, the fact that they're focused on education, but it was and there was a whole bunch of surprises. I mean, for a keynote where people thought they knew everything, where there'd been rumors for months and hardware leaks, and people actually got hold of working iPhones. A whole bunch of it was a complete surprise. Did the Jet Black stuff leak? I don't remember it did. I don't think it did it?
There was little rumors of it.
Oh, there was a there was
We were expecting a blue version as well, weren't we?
Right, and there's supposed to be a blue version, yeah. And the ceramic Apple Watch, and then all the details of all the internals, what the camera actually did, wasn't really well hashed over. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of surprises, and I found it pretty engrossing all the way through. It was definitely I think it's definitely for sure their best keynote to date in the post-Jobs era.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the most excited I've been about an iPhone for quite a while. At least since the iPhone 4 or something like that.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be the most exciting iPhone, for years.
All right, well, let's wrap it up there. Thanks, Leander, for your time.
All right.
Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and smash that like button down below. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any videos from Cult of Mac, including the iPhone 7 review, which will be out on around the 17th of September. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. I'll catch you in the next one.